Yo, what's up guys, Nandra here, and welcome to another video. Now this video is going to be about game review, because as I mentioned in my previous video on tips and tricks for improving your ladder experience, one of the things that I touched on was game review. Now, game review is important, not even just for like understanding what may or may not what may have gone wrong, but also understanding for what may have gone right. Just because a lot of times I see people kind of get hung up on, oh well, my opponent topped like this one card that had to be the card that had to be the card that killed me. But you have to remember that a lot of times that's not always going to be the case. Maybe there's going to be like a line or two here or there where like you need to do something different, or like maybe you misplayed. It's actually part of why I like reviewing my games for you guys, just because in some of these games, like, even though I know what happened, sometimes I do forget, and when you kind of like take a break and come back to it with a fresh mind, you can kind of see like you can kind of see like some of the misplays that you make here and there. Because again, Shadowverse to an extent is one of those games where if you misplay, you can get punished. Well, yeah, if you misplay, you can get punished, and how bad the punish is could or could not like win or lose you a game on the spot. Like, for example, are you hard committing into an AoE when you have like no additional follow-up? That's a misplay. Well, I guess I should clarify that for that one. Are you making that committal when you're not like under the gun to do so? Like, for example, if I'm at 15 HP, there is no reason for you to drop your hand on the board and just be like, oh, he doesn't have Themis. Sure, it's his first turn 6, but he has not Themis. That's not a real card. No, because that's misplayed. You want to try to layer your threats and like start small, but then escalate as it goes on. You also want to be careful about just like, not just like, again, tossing in your hand for like no reason, just because there's a time and a place for each and every card in your hand. The other thing that I wanted to touch on while I was talking about this is that the other part of game review is not just helpful for you, but it's also helpful for other people. Just because there are probably over like 1 million plus games played each day, and every game is going to be different. Now they might feel the same, however, they are in fact different sometimes, and as a result, you're gonna see and experience situations that while you yourself might not have been in them, just because you either maybe like weren't playing the deck or something like that, others will be in them. And this is why it's kind of like important to get a lot of different perspectives from other people. So something that I would like suggest for you guys to do is to go ahead and maybe like record some of your own games, and not record some of your own games, but go ahead and like start like reviewing your games, and then also like if you can go ahead and send them to people that you know, people that you know that play the game and are actually good at the game. Just because every person, or not everyone is going to agree on the same line. Like, there are some terms where even though the play might seem simple, a lot of people might just disagree on what the best play is. Now, to an extent, there's usually one best play per turn. However, when you don't have all of the information and you don't have the luxury of being able to look at your opponent's hand, there are some plays that you need to go ahead and consider what is the best for this situation, not just what is the best play, period. For example, when you're a good example is, do you hold on to your Grimnir if you're under a little bit of pressure on turn 9, or do you just kind of welcome the pressure, just so that way you Grimnir on 10 and get the full clear? Or Or if you're playing a combo deck, do you use a combo piece early in order to stay alive? If so, are you in a good enough spot where you can afford to do that? Things like that. There's a lot of subjectivity in this game, or actually in most card games actually. And it's important to kind of like review these games and kind of like get a better idea of like what mistakes you might be making. Now, I'm not saying that they're automatically that each and every one of you is just automatically just like making mistakes. However, I am saying that like maybe upon closer inspection, you might see things that you could have done differently that would have maybe either brought you a win sooner or avoided you a loss. Because I see a lot of times, again, people will do people use the what I call excuses. Now, I'll go ahead and talk about those in another video, just because it's just because I kind of didn't prep for this video, and also because that video is a whole different matter entirely. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I know that this was kind of short. I kind of just did it on a whim, which I guess I probably shouldn't be telling you guys, but hey. And I do think that with the more like experience you get, both from playing games and also watching games, the better that you as a player, the better that you as players will get. It honestly just takes time. But yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and leave a like if you did, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.